What have you seen thus far in the first year that you've been training them?
So I've lost 50 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, he weighed like, I don't know, what was it, 250? 251? 251, yeah. So he's down.
I got him.
Hi, everyone. Time to get into it. NBA action on 2K Sports. With Brett Barry and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan, and David Aldridge will be joining us on the sideline as well. Last outing for Atlanta, they won that game against Philadelphia. And just a 2-point win there, and nothing tips off a... Well, it's all paid off in the long run, though. Thanks, DA. Hey, Brett, the season winding down, and teams are looking at playoff slotting. Have you ever, though, been a part of a team that suffered a late season collapse?
I don't think the teams that I was on, Kevin, and fortunate to be on, that had expectations to go deep into the playoffs or maybe eventually participate in the finals ever had that kind of breakdown. But in Seattle in 2003, a team led by Gary Payton, I know we had an opportunity to get in, to sneak in maybe to the 8th slot. And we struggled with inconsistency all year long. I don't know how big the meltdown was, but disappointing for that talented of a team to not have an opportunity to participate in the postseason.
Sure. Looking at the starting five for the Atlanta Hawks. Over on the wings, it's Bazemore and Prince. Collins is out there with Len, and it's Young in at point guard. Miller with a wide open look. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. Miller's got himself on the board with 3 there. And Young kicks it to Bazemore. It's to Collins. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. And the dunk by Len.
Yeah, you're not going to fool around much on the interior, especially if you're Alex Len, that big, that close, easy bucket.
Outside, Davis. Pass to Diallo. And stolen by Prince. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Shot's good from Young.
And this is why Young is so dangerous. He just gets that shot off so fast before the defense can react.
Holiday against Young. Holiday gets the bucket. Holiday's got his first basket of the night.
That's a talented guy getting too easy a look. Might have been a miscommunication on that one.
Well, just the first quarter, everyone's still getting adjusted. That said, on defense, you have to bring help sooner.
Bazemore misses.
It is so tough to make those kind of shots with the defense draped all over you.
Diallo, and that one goes long.
Pretty surprised he missed that shot. The defense was decent, but not really a factor.
And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Holiday finds Davis. To the inside. Miller. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Holiday against Young. He dishes it to Prince. Now, here's Ajinça. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. Davis inside, working on Collins. Over in the corner, Ajinça. Pocket 6. And it's Miller in the corner. Len grabs the board. The Hawks trail by 3. Prince outside. Young taking his time here. It's deflected. They recover it. And Bazemore kicks to Collins. Here's Prince. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the shots in. That one on Davis.
And looking at Prince's game, you know, he could be the ultimate complementary player. Good shooter, doesn't need a ton of touches, solid enough on defense, and is showing signs of improvement.
Holiday against Young. Now here is Holiday. He He's guarded close. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It goes on Taurean Prince. As much as Drew Holiday can contribute on the offensive end, Brent, with his scoring and playmaking, he's also a very capable defender.
Well, he's more than capable. He is one of the better defenders at that position. And the more years Drew Holiday has in the league, the more he's got a notebook of what it is guys like to do and the things he can take away. Great hands, great lateral movement, and last year showed up in a big way defensively for Alvin Gentry.
And Davis pulls it down.
Enjoyed that unselfish play from Holiday for that swing pass to the open teammate.
Passes to Len. Kicks it to Prince. To the paint. Here's Young. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
And although he's smaller, Young willing to battle inside and shows you he can score through contact.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And I'll tell you, Trae Young, go big or go home. Always gives you 100%, as competitive as they come. And the young fellow wants to win so badly, sometimes that emotion really comes out.
Julius Randle's checked in for Anthony Davis. Holiday against Young. And here's Len. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. And you know, Greg, it's amazing the impact Young makes, especially, of course, on the offensive end.
High-level shot maker, a threat the moment he crosses half court. Instinctive playmaker, just needs to play more within himself and avoid over-dribbling.
Bazemore with it. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Prince against Randle. Prince misses.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
And sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time, he chose wisely.
New Orleans shooting their fourth and fifth shots at the foul line in the game. Vince Carter, he's checked in for Atlanta. And that trip coming up empty, missing both. Well, Brent, as a former dunk contest winner, I have to ask your thoughts on one of the great Hawks of all time, the terrific human highlight film, Dominique Wilkins.
Well, Dominique, one of the greatest athletes this game has ever seen, and one of the most feared dunkers, obviously, of his era. You remember a lot of the highlights with Nick coming in, flying in, and finishing off a shot that might have missed from the opposite wing and going up over the top of 2 or 3 guys. So he certainly doesn't get enough credit nationally for the type of offensive firepower that Nick provided for his beloved Atlanta Hawks for years and years.
New Orleans leading by 4. Good work defensively by Carter.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
You know, he has single-handedly helped them carve into this lead thanks to his scoring in the quarter.
Here's Holiday. The pass to Miller. Shoots over Len. They grab their own miss. Trying to get open is Miller. Ajinça with the bucket. Ajinça's got his first bucket in this one.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
Young against Holiday. The 8-footer. And it falls over the rim and in.
And giving up a lot of inches, he was still, though, determined to make the play.
Yeah, this is the time you can use that word, tenacity. Some guys wouldn't even try that shot, but he goes in there undeterred.
Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
Holiday looking comfortable there when he gets in close.
It's stolen by Randle. Holiday left side. Here's Ajinça. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Vince has got his second basket of the night.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
A platoon swap here for New Orleans. And then for Atlanta, Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Len, and it's Justin Anderson in for Kent Bazemore.
Well, even though he missed, you like seeing him taking that kind of shot. The defense must be better.
Got that one up quick. And now it's a 9-point New Orleans lead.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this league.
Pass to Anderson. Lock at 6. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. Atlanta again missing.
And extending the D there, putting a lot of pressure on the shooter.
I think coaches right here are always talking about the extra pass. And the contested three is not your objective. One more, maybe.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
And Atlanta calls their first time out of the game. Brent, we've got great dunkers now. You played at a time when there were sensational dunkers in the NBA.
Yeah, I saw a lot of guys go over the top of me.
Including yourself.
Too kind. Here's the money. Kevin, I think about those old, that we remember, the old VHS tapes when we used to get like the dunk highlight tapes. Those are still, so fresh in my mind.
Dr. J.
Dominique Wilkins over the top.
Yeah.
MJ over everybody.
Young Vince Carter.
Kenny Skywalker. I mean, just the list goes on and on. But the best in-game dunker, I think it's pretty unanimous that Vince Carter still holds the title.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Will it go? Young's shot is off.
It's just been an off night for him. That doesn't happen all that often. But the thing that you do at this point is not to push it, not to rush it. Let it come back to you.
And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
And if you check out the strategy, you can see already the plays that they're calling. Feels like they found a weakness or two in the defense.
And that's the advantage of having a lead guard who can both pass and shoot. Young draws attention and takes advantage of a poor rotation defensively.
Randall kicks to Okafor. Down low. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. And Anderson slams it in.
Just great anticipation by Young. He just sees the play developing, knows exactly where he wants to go with the ball.
Pass to Randall. New Orleans moving it around. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Young dishes to Anderson. Back to Young. And he floats in for the easy two. Credit the assist on that one.
An effective multi-dimensional scorer. Young is incredible at turning on the Jets when he's feeling.
Randall passes to Jackson. Knocks down the three ball. Jackson's got his first 3 points of the game.
And off to an incredible start here early from long range.
Young against Jackson. Anderson right side. Carter outside. 4 on the clock. Over Randall. And it's Carter missing.
The shots like that drive coaches batty. I'll be shocked if he attempts that shot again.
Here's Jackson from down in the low post. It goes. And now a 12-point New Orleans lead.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
And I'm loving what I'm seeing. The passion that they're playing with up and down the floor.
Jackson against Young. To the inside. Dedmon. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
Dedmon sets the screen, and then he slashes to the appropriate place on the floor.
Moore against Carter. Moore outside. The dish now to Jackson. Back to Moore. Over Carter. They get it back. Nice shot by Smith.
start here early. 6 points off second chance buckets.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And Young kicks to Anderson. Spellman, good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot. Now Randall. He isn't playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game. Jackson looking around over Young. And so it's New Orleans with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. Right back after this break. You may not remember Vince Carter traded on draft night for his Cowboys.
So as I'm sitting back there, it's like there's been a...
The 5th and 6th picks in the draft, both of them went on to great careers.
And draft day trades happen all the time, but being traded for your college teammate, a pick apart, that's pretty unique.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from New Orleans?
The chemistry through the roof, and it's allowed them to build this huge lead after one.
All parts are working together, even the guys who have not put the points on the board, making their subtle contributions.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court for Atlanta. And E'Twaun Moore has always been a solid shooter in the NBA, Greg, and he's continued to grow in that department.
I mean, just look at the career numbers from Heat in terms of efficiency. And the last few years, he started to take on more and more volume in terms of the three-point shot. Hasn't changed his percentages, though, at all. And I would give him the green light as much as he wants from beyond.
Here's Randall. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
And each bucket at this point feels like a backbreaker.
Well, to win at this level consistently, you cannot be faint of heart, and he's going in for the kill.
And Young, here we go. And that one is off. Excellent D there from Okafor. Moore, left side. Brad, I'm sure there were times, and you've won 2 championships where you thought you were going to win a title, and it didn't happen.
I'll go back to the first night that I thought potentially we were going to win a title with San Antonio. And that was in the 2005 finals against Detroit. We had come back home for a Game 6 that I thought we were going to win, and we did not. And sort of the pressure that mounted after that game to know that we were going to a Game 7 and had lost an opportunity where we really did feel, coming off of Game 5, we were going to win. It certainly elevated the intensity of the Game 7, which we eventually won at home for our title in 2005.
Just 3 to shoot. A three-pointer, no good. New Orleans leading by 16. Lets the free fly. That one's all good. Now he's 3 for 5 from the field.
Moore is a quality three-point shooter, so you've got to D him up, especially when he's behind the arc.
Young outside. Stolen by Jackson. And here comes Moore, leading the fast break. And there's Randall on the assist from Moore. 6 points for Julius Randall.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Atlanta calls timeout.
Yeah, it's a good time to talk things over. Try to stop what's been a brutal run.
Yeah, he's got to use every device at his disposal at this point, and I think he wants to give other guys a breather right now.
A platoon swap here for New Orleans. Lenz checked in for Atlanta. Ken Bazemore comes in for Young. It's stolen by Ajinça. He kicks it to Miller. New Orleans moving it around. Trying to find Davis. He's got it now. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Score it. His third straight basket in 3 tries.
the tenacity, the attention to detail. It's why these guys are in complete control.
It seems like they've been at it on both ends tonight. Tremendous all-around play from them. Has them up quite a bit here.
The Hawks have made 3 free throws so far. Haven't missed any.
And they've been ordinary on the season as well. Just about 75% from the line.
Hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today. And there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
Holiday gets the bucket.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Herter, and the rejection by Jigsaw. And New Orleans pushing it up now. Holiday with the ball, and he comes up with the deuce. Holiday's got 4 points this quarter.
It's contagious. Every guy on the team working to keep this streak alive.
It's so fun when you're rolling like this. You just want it to continue as long as possible. And right now, fingertips are ablaze.
This is to Prince. Bazemore against Holiday. Bazemore misses. And here's New Orleans now. They're on a 17-1 run. And Davis wide open. He shoots. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Prince with it. Picked up by Davis. To the paint. Shot clock at 5. And they pick up 2. Dedmon's got 6 points.
More and more signs of the skill set of Taurean Prince as he finds an open teammate.
Holiday surveying the floor. Passes to Diallo. And stolen by Dedmon. Herter, covered by Miller. Herter lays it up off the glass.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
For New Orleans, they've gotten nearly everything to fall for them here in the second quarter. They're a great 7 of 8 from the floor. Miller kicks to Holland, and it's Davis at the elbow. To the paint. Shot good by Diallo.
Nice pass here to set that basket up.
Atlanta's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Now the pass to Prince. Pass to Dedmon. Pocket 6. Herter, covered by Miller. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Well, if you don't box him out, you're a dead man.
New Orleans has gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. Miller finds Davis. Back to Miller. That's in there. Davis with the assist. He's got 9.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. John Collins, he's checked in for Dwayne Dedmon. Herter guarded by Holiday. To the middle, here's Len, and the dunk by Len.
Oh, how about using the rim to get some true hang time?
You know, he just wanted to make sure the landing was softer than the takeoff. Len against Holiday. Swiped away. Prince in the corner. Kicks it to Bazemore. Now, here's Collins. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Shot clock at 2. And what was that about? Not a good shot right there. And so it's Davis. He'll bring the ball up for New Orleans. And it's Stiller penetrating. Count it.
Well, the game's 4 quarters, and after a tough first half, he's found his rhythm in the second.
Atlanta making a switch here. Carter's checked in. For New Orleans, they have gone 7 of 9 from the free throw line tonight.
And with everything that Anthony Davis does on offense, it's just mind-boggling. His scoring inside and out, the percentages, he does it all. He is undoubtedly one of the best big men in the league, and many would argue he is the best in the NBA.
Herter, he feeds it to Collins. Taken away by Holiday. And here's the fast break. Here's Ajinça. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
Out quickly, then the beautiful execution. You can't do it any better.
There's running the floor, and then there's running the floor with purpose, and I love the energy on this play.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Jason Smith, he's checked in for Diallo. Etwan Moore comes in for Miller, and it's Jackson in for Drew Holiday. Herter, guarded by Jackson. Pass to Prince. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. And with Anthony Davis, the stat lines, Greg, he can post on any given night are just absurd.
Really, Davis still strong defensively, but he really impacts every facet of the game. One of the rare players who can carry a team on both ends of the floor. There just aren't many great players that can lead a team to a championship, but I think Davis is of that mold.
Justin Anderson, he's checked in for the Hawks. Atlanta's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. Herter, guarded by Jackson. Shoots a fader. Anthony Davis with the rebound.
This is a quarter that he would love to forget as soon as possible. Not getting anything to go.
Second shot opportunity. Ajinça kicks to Davis, and another shot off the left rim and out.
Just like to see the defensive effort get better for their ball club. They can't expect guys to miss the mid-range Jays every time.
And the foul called on Jason Smith. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul. Second team foul. Now into the lineup.
Carter, the pass to Young. Clock at 6. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Smith's got 5 rebounds tonight.
Yeah, his shot just doesn't seem to be synced up right now. Here's hoping he finds it soon because his team is really going to need that production tonight.
Young finds Anderson. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now. He hits the second from the line. New Orleans has gone 5 of 9 when they put up the three-point shot tonight. Jackson passes to Ajinça. Moore outside. Inside. Changes up. And that one is good from Ajinça. Ajinça's got 6 here in this quarter.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
And Young kicks to Anderson. Here's Collins. And it's out of bounds for the Hawks as Atlanta retains possession. New Orleans on D. Carter outside. 5 on the clock. Down low. Here's Anderson. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket. Anderson's got 5 now. Jackson kicks to Moore. There's a minute 47 left in the first half of basketball. Smith outside. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. From deep three-point with the rebound. Ajinça, and he battles for the ball and gets the second change bucket. 12 points for him.
Now you can just tell in his gait and in the look on his face, he's in a great rhythm. After a terrific first quarter, he is feeling it here in the second.
Young against Jackson. And it's off the back rim, no good.
A bit shocking that he has not registered one made field goal in the quarter, guys. And Anthony Davis is just as complete a player on the offensive end as you're going to find. Great facing up, great mid-range, plays with the back to the basket. One of the things that is his best quality, Kevin, that does not get talked about much, is just how devastating he is in transition. One of the game's greatest runners and finishers. And when you play with a point guard who will advance the ball, he becomes that much more dangerous.
Carter down low. Moore's there. Spellman buries it down low.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Moore finds Davis. Takes the three. Rebounded by the Hawks.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
It's Anderson with the drive to the inside. Here's Collins. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
How about the concentration? He gets hit, but stays with the play and gets the finish.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
72% at the line this season. He has yet to set himself apart in that department.
Young against Jackson. On the wing, Davis. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time. Davis has got 8 points in the quarter. And so it's New Orleans with a massive lead of 30 points here at the end of the quarter. They've been playing some ferocious defense. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David. Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for this.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Boy, what a crowd. Taking a look at New Orleans. Kenny?
They're not taking the soft approach to this game, fellas. They're playing physical. Just look at how many times they've gotten to the line by being active, driving the lane, and drawing contact. It's gotten them points at the strike. It's gotten defenders off balance. They've been the more aggressive team tonight by far.
And Shaq, what'd you see from Atlanta?
They rely way too heavily on three-point shot in the first half.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. New Orleans has gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight, nailed 5 of them. We've got Davis. Alexis Ajinça is out there with Smith. And there's Jackson, and it's Moore in at the shooting guard. That's Alvin Gentry's 5 as we get into the second half.
The defense is there, but AD shot just better than the defense that time.
Bazemore passes to Young. Prince against Davis. It's Prince on the wing. Back to Young. Just 5 on the clock. Drills the three-pointer.
The first thing that jumps out at you about Young, that seemingly limitless shooting range and the spacing that affords for this offense.
Jackson against Young. Left side Jackson. It's tipped. Stolen by Len. And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. Prince outside. 6 to shoot. Rebound by Ajinça. Ajinsa's got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. And the whistle blows as the basket counts, and a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Number 1 pick overall in the draft, coming out of Kentucky, and it just feels like Anthony Davis has had one focus on his mind, and that is to become the best player he can be. Love to see his evolution.
Young, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. And for Trae Young, it's a little unfair that he's already being compared to Steph Curry.
Scouts are always going to look for comparisons, and I'm not saying Young is Curry, but many of the strengths and weaknesses are similar. The size and athleticism, the insane range, and both have that it factor.
And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Bazemore finds Lamb. And the rejection by Ajinsa. And New Orleans pushing it up now. From deep. And Davis can't get it to go. And so Bazemore will bring it up for Atlanta. They'll be playing host to Portland for their next game. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. And it's E'Twaun Moore with the foul. That's his first foul. And Young kicks it to Bazemore. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And the rejection by Smith.
They got to hope to turn it on soon. 1 of 4 so far, and they know they got to be better.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans. With Kent Bazemore, Brent, a lot of what he brings on the defensive end starts with his length, a very large, long arm span.
Yeah, not a picnic for any guard that's trying to navigate around the length of Kent Bazemore. He's always had an impressive steal and block total as the seasons have gone on. And the ball handler doesn't ever feel quite comfortable with Baze around.
New Orleans making some changes here. Young against Holiday. Randall left side. Over Collins. Randall no good. The Hawks have gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break. And Young kicks it to Bazemore. Offensive rebound. They shoot again. The kick out to Young. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lang. Wayne Dedmon's checked in for John Collins. Little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Holiday against Young. Outside Holiday. There's the feed to Randall. Dedmon with the block.
We've got to respect the wingspan that time of Dwayne on that end. Look, you go up like that and you're a dead man.
And there's the whistle. 3-second violation.
And becoming impatient, that's not how you're going to catch up.
Yeah, that's a painful mistake there. All you can do is just shake that one off and try your best to move on to the next play.
Young against Holiday. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Young dishes to Prince. They need this one. Hits it from 3-point range. Prince has got 7 points.
Well, if the defense is going to give that up, Taurean Prince is going to take full advantage of it.
And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It goes on Taurean Prince. That free throw good from Diallo. Second free throw, no good. Atlanta's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. And Len has it in the corner. Herder covered by Miller. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Clearly a foul.
For Atlanta, they have taken 10 shots from the free throw line up to this point and made 6 of them. Do you see a lot of player tampering right now in the NBA?
Well, how do you define it, Kevin?
Well, if a player wants to go out and recruit other players that may be under contract with another team.
I see that a lot then, Kevin. I mean, it happens all the time. Players talking about what are you thinking about doing and about, wow, don't you think this would be great if we could get together on the floor in 2021? Let's try to.
But management doing it is a completely different animal.
Management cannot do it, although some teams have walked that tightrope a little bit to the point where they've fallen off in recent years. But the idea of players not ever talking to one another about the potential of being together.
Come on, right?
It's always happening.
Absolutely the prettiest play in basketball, executed to perfection.
I don't think you get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop. Atlanta calls timeout.
And one thing they'll discuss are the defensive rotations. The other is in the matchups.
We're seeing very little help defense on the inside, and even when there is help, it's been ineffective.
On defense, New Orleans. Here's Len. Sinks that one from the post. Len's got 6.
Well, you can contest his shot, but he's so big, he can use that length just to score over the top of most every defender.
Miller kicks to Holiday. Okafor, the pass to Holiday. The shot will not fall.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
And sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time, he chose wisely.
And the dunk by Len.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finish hard with 2 hands on that stuff. Holiday finds Miller. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. It goes on Taurean Prince.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Carter, he's checked in for the Hawks. Prince outside, beyond the arc. Dedmon, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And a great timing from Dedmon. Gotta like how he leaps up and throws that one back in.
And here's Holiday. He's got 12. Floats it up for Randall. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
That's some good interior passing, and that's how you move it on the inside.
The Hawks have gotten 6 of their 12 shots to drop for him here in the second half so far. Young against Holiday. And Young kicks to Prince. 5 to shoot. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Taurean Prince has such a great motor, and the physical nature of his play, you got to appreciate that aggressiveness.
And the Hawks making a change here. Anderson's checked in. And here's Holiday, who will bring it up for New Orleans. They host the Kings after this game, and that'll be the middle game of their 5 and their longest homestand of the year. Pass to Diallo. Back to Holiday. New Orleans moving it around. Now the pass to Randall. He kicks it to Okafor. Now here's Randall, 14 feet away, and it's New Orleans scoring again.
He's been on his A game, seeking good shots, and he's a huge reason why tonight they're winning.
Holiday against Young.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Miller. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Miller's got 14 points for the game.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
To the middle. Here's Dedmon. Excellent D there from Okafor. For New Orleans, they've gone 8 of 14 on their shot attempts. They're in the third. Some pretty nice work.
Yeah, the defender all over.
And the first one drops. Both free throws good from Randall. Young with the ball. He's got 15. Here is Carter. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Here's Diallo. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. He's made 2 of his last 5 attempts so far at the line.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
Atlanta's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Dedmon dishes to Young.
Not a whole lot going down for him at this point. He just can't buy a break.
Holiday against Young. Holiday left side. Here's Okafor. Good on the short little jump shot. Okafor's got his second bucket tonight.
Defensively, you cause the miss, but then you have to corral it.
Well, that's the second part of the equation there. Block out, be aggressive, and control the glass.
Young outside. Cans it from downtown.
Boy, they've been terrific from beyond here in the second.
Randall left side. Off on the layup.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
For Atlanta, they have made 10 of their 14 tries at the free throw line in the game. The first free throw is good.
Just a bright, young, offensive talent. Young isn't shy about forcing the action. Takes a lot of trips to the line.
New Orleans has gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight. 5 of 12. Miller kicks to Diallo. And the layup falls. Diallo's got 12.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy
Ball to the tune of 50% here in the third quarter. They've made 3 of 6. Pass to Young. And that one, good.
Yeah, this team would be in some bad shape, guys, if he wasn't scoring like this right now.
Well, for New Orleans, shooting extremely well. 62% on the night to this point. Holiday, the pass to Okafor. And it's Miller in the corner. Right side, Holiday. A three-pointer is right on target. 15 points in the game.
Love the rhythm that Drew showed on that catch-and-shoot jumper.
Vince Carter on the wing. There's 53 seconds left in the third. Makes it off the glass.
Just a great attack mentality. Got right through the defense to finish strong inside.
Pass to Miller. Okafor with the ball. Dedmon's there. And stolen by Dedmon. And, oh, here we go. Carter's got it in a fast break chance. 32 seconds left to play in the third. Kicks to Young. And Okafor with the block. Here's Diallo. He's covered by Anderson. Holiday finds Randall. And Randall throws it down.
It's an experienced decision by Holiday to fire that pass to the open man.
Carter on the wing. And that one's on target from the wing.
Oh, nice screen. Really a poor defensive reaction and the obvious result.
Yeah, when you fail to get over the top, more than likely that jumper is going to go down.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books. And this one all but over already. New Orleans on top, running away with it. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle. you can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. Now a timeout called by New Orleans. The thing I like about Adam Silver, he is always looking to break new ground, push the envelopes, and develop new areas of innovation.
Well, always forward thinking, and of course this league has always done that. Adam has found a new position in the league, having a summer league, and the way the G League competition sets up in order to try to find more ways to make the game more enjoyable or more accessible to the fan base.
Fourth quarter on the court for the Hawks. They've got Kent Bazemore, Bembry out there with Dwayne Dedman, and it's Dorsey in at the point guard position. Outside Jackson, and Moore kicks to Davis. That counts. He's put up 13 shots, and he's had 8 of those go in.
I like it when AD starts to step on the gas pedal offensively. He starts to feel like nobody can stop him, and he very well might be right.
Passes it to Dedman. Spellman. And the layup's good off the glass.
Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got the D thinking, jump shot, gave a little pump fake, and then off to the races.
Outside Jackson. And it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got 4 assists in the game.
Up by a bunch. He's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
Well, collectively, they've done it tonight here. A passionate performance from the squad.
Shots good by Dedman.
Great patience on the block, elevating with ease, and then sinking the close-range shot over the top of the D.
Smith on the wing. There's Jackson with the 3. He can't get it to go. For Atlanta, they've gotten all 3 of their shots to drop here in the fourth quarter. They came out of the break on a roll. Here's Bembry, covered by Smith. Bembry the pass to Dorsey. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Here's Bembry over Davis. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. Miles Plumlee's checked in for the Hawks. For New Orleans, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. The pass to Davis. It's stolen. Here's Bazemore. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Davis has got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Smith. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
How about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
Tearaway warm-ups have long been a feature of the NBA. But last season, the new tearaway jerseys, they just kept ripping apart.
The old uniform malfunction, Kevin, last year. Yeah, maybe.
You even had a couple malfunctions, and that was odd.
Well, the tie? Bad tie?
Yeah.
I always have bad ties. I think they're looking back at the material choices for what they're doing, so maybe there'll be some subtle changes into this year. But it was interesting. In the early part of last year, a lot of guys with a